And we welcome you to the Chase Center here in San Francisco. I am Vinny from Vito Productions, and we are excited to present you another edition of the 2025-2026 season playthrough here on my channel. As we look at Kevin Durant, he's averaging 28.8 points per season, 29.1 points in the last 10 games, shooting 89% in that stretch as well. But we are heading towards the down stretch of the season here as we look at the starting lineups. We got the Rockets with Aaron Holiday, Ahmed Thompson, Kevin Durant, Tari Eason, and Alperen Şengün. While we have, for the Warriors, we got Curry, Hield, Payton II, Jimmy Butler, and Draymond Green. We had the Rockets coming into this game really only playing for third in the West because it looks like it's going to be very unlikely. As you see the Warriors winning the tip, it's going to be very unlikely that the Warriors are, that the Rockets are going to be either the 1 or 2 seed. The Warriors still playing probably possibly for the 7th spot. As you see Curry with it, 3 on the shot clock, 2 on the shot clock. He's going to get that layup up, and that is good, and the Warriors get the first 2 points of the game. But as I said, the Warriors are likely going to be either the 7 or the 8 seed. I think they have a good cushion for the 9 and the 9 to avoid the 9 seed. But for the Warriors, they are trying to get that 7 seed so they can at least have that play-in game in Chase Center. As we're tied at 2. Curry for 3. That's off the back iron. Ahmed Thompson grabbing it. But the Rockets have punched the Southwest Division as Alperen Şengün with a dunk, and the Rockets leading it 4-2. This is the final game of schedule block number 4, I should say. And it's going to be a short post-game ticker, even though we're going to have a full slate of games. As you see, there's a shot there. That is no good. I believe that was Hield with the shot. You see Aaron Holiday with it. Dishing it back over to Ahmed Thompson. Thompson coming around. Dish it over to Şengün, and Şengün will miss that layup as Buddy Hield will come down with the rebound. Gives it over to Stephen Curry. 15 on the shot clock, back to GP2. To Stephen Curry. Over to back to Curry again here as we're 2 minutes into the game. 4 on the shot clock. Over to Butler. Butler for 3. That's off the back iron. Şengün grabbing the rebound. As we see over to Tari Eason, dishing it back over to Kevin Durant. Durant coming around with a slam dunk of his own. The calendar date for this actual day of the game that we're watching will be April 5th, 2026. That is on a Sunday. While the video upload will be out on Wednesday, February 4th. That is when the date of this game is out. As we see another bucket by the Rockets. They're up 8-2. As we have a timeout by the Warriors here. 9:01 to play in the first. We're going to take a timeout. All right, coming out of the timeout here, we look at the league leaders for points a game this season. We're going to see the Rockets in 5th with 119.6 points per game, as you see that crazy-ass fan making himself look like a fool. But, hey, who doesn't make themselves look like fools at games? As long as they're doing it in a good way. As you see Green taking the inbound. Back over to Buddy Hield here. The Warriors trailing by 6. See Draymond Green. There's the 3. Or no, that's Curry with the 3-point shot. That's no good. Thompson will get the rebound. Over to Holiday. Aaron Holiday back to Alperen Şengün. They should back to Holiday here. 10 on the shot clock. Aaron Holiday for 3. No good. But Ahmed Thompson will get the tip in off the miss. And that's 10 unanswered for the Houston Rockets right now. This game coming to you from the Chase Center in San Francisco. I am Vinny from Vito Productions. As you see Curry with a shot. That's going to fall through. And that will end that 10-0 run by the Rockets. from the Chase Center. I'm Vinny from Vito Productions. If you enjoy what you're seeing so far, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And hit the bell icon to receive notifications when these videos do come out. I see Amin Thompson for three. That's in and out. But Alperen Sengun with the offensive rebound and the slam dunk. And that's what the Rockets have been doing so far early on, is getting those offensive rebounds and getting those second chance points. That's why they're up 8 early on here. As you see Curry for three. He nails it. As you see Stephen Curry averaging over 30 points a game here at the Chase Center. Kevin Durant with it. Durant. There's the bucket there, and Kevin Durant he has 8 already, and he's putting the Rockets up by 7. For 5 minutes into the game, over to Steph Curry. Curry, there's a jump shot. That's in there. Steph Curry, I believe, has all 9 for the Warriors in this game to this point. And there's a miss right there. Draymond Green will control it, as you see Jimmy Butler with it. Butler over to Curry. I thought that Curry was going to do something for a second. Curry, deep 2. That's in there. As I said, he has all 11 points. 5 of 7 shooting so far for the Warriors. KD with it. Back over to Sengun. Sengun with the layup. Assist by Kevin Durant. Back over to Buddy Hield. Hield for 3. No good. Tari Eason grabbing a rebound. Over to Sengun. Sengun back to Durant. Over to Tari Eason. Eason back over to Durant. Durant to Sengun. Sengun with the layup, no good. Butler will grab the rebound. To Draymond Green. As you see Buddy Hield with it, 5.5 to play here in the first. 16-11, the Rockets on top. As Draymond Green will be the first Warrior outside of Stephen Curry to get points. And the Warriors within 3. Back over to Alperen Sengun here, 10 on the shot clock. Sengun, looking over to Durant. Durant with the dunk. That's 10 points for KD, and it's 18-13. So it's been the KD show for the Rockets and the Curry show for the Warriors. Both of them are in double figures. Curry for 3. No good. Sengun will grab the rebound. Amin Thompson coming around. Thompson with a jump shot. That is in. And the Rockets suddenly putting the lead back up to 7. You look at Amin Thompson away from the Toyota Center, averaging 17.8 points a game. I see Stephen Curry. Curry with a big jump shot. That's in there. That's 13 for him. Draymond Green is the only other player for the Warriors with points, and that was a bucket just not too long ago. But the Warriors back to within 5. Over to Durant. Durant for 3. Durant nails it. That's 13 for him himself. Matching their largest lead to this point at 8. Gary Payton II over to Curry. Curry for 3. That's in there. That is 16 for Steph Curry. Timeout Rockets. 3:35 to play in the first. We're going to take a timeout. Coming out of timeout now, we're going to look at the lineup set now for the Rockets. We have Shepard, Thompson, Okogie, Capella, and Smith Jr. And now we got Curry, Milton, and that went by a little too fast for me. As we see, Reed Shepard has it for the... As you see, Reed Shepard has it for the 14 on the shot clock for the Rockets. Coming around, Reed Shepard with it. Now over to Clint Capella. Capella for Smith Jr. Jabari Smith Jr. has that hurt designation, but is still able to play. Curry for 3. No good. Capella grabbing the defensive rebound for the Rockets. Over to Shepard. Shepard for three. No good. Kuminga into the game as well as Shake Milton. Who else is out there for the Warriors? There's a steal right there by Reed Shepard over to Okogie. Okogie with it. Dishing it back over to Shepard. 5 on the shot clock. They got to get the shot up. There's only one left. Reed Shepard does, and that's going to be up the back iron. Jackson Davis is grabbing the rebound. That is who else is out on the court. As I said, I try to get the lineups set here. As Trace Jackson Davis will get 2 points. That's only the second Warrior outside of Curry to get points here in this first quarter. Curry has 16 of the 20. Jackson Davis and Draymond Green have the other 4 as Amen Thompson averaging 17.6 points a game this season. He's a little slightly better on the road, actually, above his average. As Curry for 3, that's off the back iron. Okogie will grab the rebound for the Rockets. Up by 5. Over to Smith Jr. Jabari Smith Jr. puts it up. That's in. And the Rockets are 102-91 winners over the Utah Jazz in their last game. Back over to Jackson Davis. Jackson Davis looked like he had a piece of it for a second, but it still hit the rim. Under a minute to play here in the first. Reed Shepard shoots the 3. That's off the back iron. Kuminga grabbing the rebound. Curry still out on the court. The Rockets out rebound the Warriors 12-6. Curry is going to go to the line as Reed Shepard called for his first personal foul. First team foul. He'll make the first one. As we look at the lineup set here. So we got Shepard, Okogie, Tate, Smith Jr., and Shingun. And then for the Warriors, I know Curry is still in, followed by Moody, Kuminga, Butler, and Jackson Davis. So Jimmy Butler's back out on the court. Curry will hit them both. He has 18 of the 22 in this first quarter. Shingun. Back over to Jabari Smith Jr., and he'll miss that one as Butler will come down with the rebound. Curry with it, 18 on the shot clock. 25 now to play here in the first. Trailing by 5. Curry, deep 3. He nails it! That's 21 for him now in this game. And that's 21 in this first quarter. With the Warriors trailing only by 2 here. The Rockets led by as many as 8. Reed Shepard before the end of this quarter. And does that count? Does that Smith Jr. bucket? They say it will count at the buzzer. We are at the end of 1. The Rockets leading the Warriors 29-25. You're watching the 2025-2026 season playthrough here on YouTube. Get ready to start the second quarter here. It is 29-25 Rockets here. As you see Reed Shepard taking the inbound pass. 15 on the shot clock. As you see Shepard back to Smith Jr. Okogie for 3. He nails it. I believe that's his first 3 points of the game as Shake Milton has it. We're going to try to get the lineup set as we have Milton, Kuminga, over to Jackson Davis, and Jackson Davis with that is worthy enough of the AT&T connected cam. As we got Reed Shepard. Rockets up by 5. Dorian Finney-Smith into the game now. Smith Jr., no good. Milton has it. Shake Milton coming around, and now we're starting to see players other than Stephen Curry score. That's Milton's first 2 points of the game. But as I said, Curry does have 21 of the 29 points. Jackson Davis has 4. Shepard, that's in there, and the lead up to 5 again for the Rockets. It seems like the Warriors can cut the lead, the deficit, but then the Rockets have an answer for the Warrior run. So get it over to Kuminga. Kuminga, there's the layup in there. Jonathan Kuminga's first points of the game. He'll be a Warrior, of course, for the purposes of this season playthrough, but as we're nearing the trade deadline in real life, word is still out whether he's going to get traded or not. He was part of trade talks for the longest time. You see Reed Shepard, 6 on the shot clock. Reed Shepard coming around. That is off the back iron. Jimmy Butler grabbing a rebound. Reed Shepard with 2 points on 1 of 6 shooting. Trace Jackson Davis bringing the Warriors to within 1. That's 6 for him. Over to Şengün. Şengün! That's 8 points for him. As we see Kuminga over there, that's off the back iron, no good. And I just realized if you look at your the corners of both sides of the score bug, you can see that they have the Easter eggs, and I forgot that April 5th, that this is Easter Sunday on this calendar day, as Shepard will miss that one here, as Butler will grab the rebound here. 18 points and 4 assists for Şengün in that loss to Utah. And there's Jabari Smith with the steal and then the dunk. Looks like Kevin Durant is looking like he's trying to come back into the game. And there is a timeout by the Warriors here. 8:39 to play in the second. We're going to take a timeout. Looking at the Rockets lineup now. Let's see here. So we got Shepard, Durant, Finney-Smith, Smith Jr., and Şengün. And for the Warriors, let's see. We got Curry coming back into the game while by Moody, Kuminga, Jackson Davis. I see Kuminga will take the inbound pass from Jackson Davis. They should back over to Moses Moody. He over to Jackson Davis, and Jackson Davis with the bucket. I believe that's 8 for him off the bench. And the Warriors within 3. The Warriors had a 2-0 lead, and that was it. And that's a block by Curry. There's Moses Moody with it. Over to Kuminga. Kuminga with the dunk. And the Warriors are within 1. As we're approaching 4 minutes into the second quarter. Kevin Durant over to Dorian Finney-Smith for 3. He nails it. It seems like every time the Warriors make a run to get it to within a certain point, the Rockets know how to answer back. 41-37, Rockets on top. Jimmy Butler out on the court. Butler, is that for 3? Doesn't really matter as Şengün will grab the rebound. Jabari Smith Jr. Should get back over to Kevin Durant. Durant coming around with the layup. That's in there. KD, I think he had 13 in that first quarter. Yeah, now he has 15 in this game. Hitting them in the mid-range, and the Rockets up by 6 again. They should get back over to Stephen Curry. Curry dishes it back over to Moses Moody. Dishes it over to Butler. Butler coming around. Butler is going to get the shot up. That is in and out. Smith Jr. grabbing the rebound. 16 rebounds already for the league's leading team in rebound as Jabari Smith Jr. is going to go to the line. Shooting 2 as Jackson Davis called for his first personal foul. Look at some of the retired numbers. You notice that Andre Iguodala had his number 9 retired by the Warriors, and he was actually a 6th man When he won the Finals MVP in 2015, he became the first sixth man to ever win the Finals MVP, as Jabari Smith Jr. will make the first one. We'll look at the lineup set here. So we got Shepard, Thompson, Durant, Smith Jr., and Şengün. And for the Warriors, the lineup reset will feature Payton, Scurry, Hield, Payton, Butler. And I think that's Draymond Green, as Green will get the rebound off the miss. GP2. You should back over to Stephen Curry, who had 21 points in that first quarter. Still have the bulk of the points, by the way, for the Warriors here. Curry's coming around. He'll miss that one. Jabari Smith Jr. grabbing the rebound there. Back over to Shepard. Shepard for three. No good. Draymond Green grabbing the rebound. Jimmy Butler. Reed Shepard only 1 of 9 shooting, 2 points and 1 assist in this game. Draymond Green dishing it back over to Payton. 7 on the shot clock. Over to Curry. Curry for three. That's in there! Timeout, Rockets. 5:47 to play in the second. We're going to take a timeout. Well, looking at the time, coming out of timeout, looking at the lineup set here. We got Holiday and Easton coming back into the game. And that is it for any substitutions by either team. Steph Curry gets his first points of the second quarter. He has 24 in total here. As I said, he has over half of the points by the Warriors. For the Warriors. Kevin Durant, jumper. No good, but Alperen Şengün will get the offensive rebound. He misses that one. Ahmed Thompson with the offensive rebound. This is back over to Durant. Durant for three. That's off the back iron. Draymond Green grabbing a rebound as the Warriors going the other way. Curry with it. Over to Butler. And he'll lose it as Tari Easton will get the steal. Baseball pass to Ahmed Thompson. Thompson coming around the layup. That's in. Tari Easton will get credit with the assist after that big baseball pass here. It's a 6-point lead for the Rockets. To Jimmy Butler. Back over to Buddy Hield. Hield from the Chase Center logo. No good. Şengün will get the rebound. Over to KD. KD dishes it back over to Tari Easton. Easton to Thompson. Is it over to Tari, back to Thompson. Şengün. That is no good. Hield will grab the rebound. 4.5 to play here in the second quarter. It is. Stephen Curry back over to Butler to Buddy Hield. Hield to Curry. Curry for three. That's in there. That's 27 for Stephen Curry. Last time these two teams played was a month ago on the calendar here. 93% free throws, but that was a win for the Rockets. As we have 4 minutes to play here. As I said, the Rockets are still fighting for the 3 seed. The Warriors, as you see, Payton with the steal. Payton back over to Buddy Hield. Over to Stephen Curry. Curry coming around. That bucket's in there. That's it. That is good. It's only a 1-point game. 29 points for Stephen Curry. Took him a second to get warmed up as he came back into the game, but has 8 so far in this second quarter. Ahmed Thompson for three. No good. Gary Payton the second with the rebound. The Warriors could retake the lead for the first time since 2-0. Butler coming around. He'll go to the line as Ahmed Thompson called for the foul. And remember, everybody, don't forget that coming up after the game, we're not done yet. We got to look over the player stats as well as the post-game ticker. It's only going to be one day, but it's going to be a full slate of games, I believe. And then we'll have the injury report and then the sign-off as we will announce tomorrow's game as we see Jabari Smith Jr. Is going to come back in for Şengün. So I got Smith Jr. actually at the center right now. For now on, we will not be announcing the games until we have the sign out as we have Butler hitting them both. And the Warriors are on top again for the first time since 2-0. Durant, this is over to Jabari Smith Jr. Count it! As Draymond Green will be called for that first personal foul. Jabari Smith Jr. with 9 points already off the bench here, and we have another lineup reset here. I believe that is Butler, or no. Is that Butler? No, is that Peyton? Because I know Kuminga's back into the game. No, Peyton the second is actually on the bench. That could have been Butler, I should say. But either way, Jabari Smith Jr. at the line to complete the three-point play, and that's the Rockets on top again by 2. 3 minutes to play until halftime. Jonathan Kuminga, as I said, for the remainder of this project will be, you see Curry for 3, and that is 32 for him. He has 32 of the 50. He has over 60% of the points scored by the Warriors right now. But for the remainder of this project, for the season playthroughs project, he will be a Warrior, as this is way past the trade deadline. But we don't know how he is in real life. It's Durant for 3, and the Rockets are on top again. 52-50. Looks like we have a good end of the first half coming up. We still have a whole half coming up as Buddy Hield for 3. Buddy buckets for 3. Hits the 3, and the Warriors are on top by 1 again as we're at 2 minutes to play until halftime. Holiday for 3. That's in, and we're having a rally of threes, it seems like. See Curry coming around. Curry dishes it over. That is Kuminga for 3. Curry shows that, hey, I can assist on these buckets. Not only can I shoot, I can also assist. Warriors on top by 1 again. Durant for 3. And that's it off it. No, that's a miss there as Curry will get the rebound. Curry, is that 3? No good. Oh, Holiday. Oh, he barely stayed in bounds there as he controls it over to Kevin Durant. Durant for 3. He misses it. Kuminga grabbing a rebound. Back over to Buddy Hield. Kevin Durant with 18 points in this game. Draymond Green coming around. That's no good. Jabari Smith Jr. grabbing a rebound as we're about 45 to play until halftime. Durant with that jumper, and it's 57-56. Rockets on top. Man, do we have a game right now. Got Buddy Hield with it. Back over to GP2. Kuminga. Is it back over to Stephen Curry? Curry, jumper. That's in there. That's 36 for him. Or 34, I should say. He only has that 1 assist, but hey, he shows he could get the assist here as we're under 20 seconds to play here until halftime. It's a 1-point lead for the Warriors. Holiday back over to Durant. Durant, count it! Peyton the second getting the call for the foul. And the Rockets are on top by 1 again. An and 1 opportunity for him with 2.8 seconds to play in the second. He'll make it. 60-58. Curry with it. There's a deep 3. No good. And that will do it for the first half. We got the Rockets leading it 60-58. But this was a back and forth ending of the first half. We have a whole second half coming up. You're watching the 2025-2026 season playthrough. I am Vinny from VDub Productions, and we're going to take it to the halftime report. Coming back to start the second half here, 60-58, the Rockets are on top here. We look at Stephen Curry, 34 of the 58 points scored by him alone. The Warriors actually shoot 58% compared to the Rockets 54%. Kevin Durant leading the Rockets with 23 points. He has 23 of the 60. See Amen Thompson with it. As you see, starting lineups for both teams are out on the court as Alperen Sengun. And he puts the Rockets up by 4 again. That was a little bit of a seesaw back and forth the last few minutes of the first half. Payton with it. They should have back over to Butler. Jimmy Butler. There's a shot up for Butler. That is off the back iron. Amen Thompson grabbing the rebound. They shoot it back over to Amen Thompson. Durant with it now. He's got to feed Thompson. And Thompson with the slam dunk. And the Rockets suddenly are up by 6 again. That's 10 points for Amen Thompson. All 10 of them in the paint. Gary Payton the second. Butler for 3, and that's off the back iron. GP2, his dad was a great player himself, a Hall of Famer. You see Jimmy Butler, only 2 points from the line. He's 0-7 from the field. Durant for 3, that's in! And the Rockets have their largest lead. It's a 9-point game. Score the quarter, first 7 points of the quarter here. They should have back over to GP2. 9 on the shot clock. Gary Payton, Curry. That is off the back iron. Thompson grabbing a rebound. Over to KD. KD coming around. That's in there. It's an 11-point lead for Kevin Durant, and I believe that's 28 for him in this game. Over 2 minutes into the third quarter, it is 69-58. Butler coming around. They should head back over to Curry. Curry for 3. That's in there! And that's 37 for Stephen Curry. His first 3 points of the second half. Warriors within 8. Thompson coming around. That's in there. Amen Thompson leading it by 10. Putting the Rockets up by 10 again. Here at the Chase Center. Timeout, Warriors. 9:15 to play in the third. We're going to take a timeout. All right, so we look at the league leaders and opponents' points allowed per game in the last 30 days. And the Rockets, the Warriors, I think, had the third least allowed in the last 30 days. Again, points allowed per game is the one thing you should be glad to be near the bottom of, because that means you're a really good defensive team. Butler dishing it back over to Stephen Curry. Curry, that is off the back iron, no good. Tari Easton had the rebound, now it's Durant with it. Rebounds 26-18 in favor of the Rockets, but that's stolen right there. Jimmy Butler coming around, and he's going to go to the line with an and one opportunity as Kevin Durant called for the foul. Chance to get the Warriors to within 7 again. Jimmy Butler will hit that one, and it's 71-64. That was his first made bucket, I think, from the field. But he is 3 of 3 from the line, so that's 5 points for Jimmy Butler. Durant coming around. Durant, that is off the back iron. Draymond Green grabbing the rebound there. Back over to Gary Payton the second. Over to Curry. He's very dangerous with it, no matter where he is at on the court. Curry coming around. Jumper. That is no good. Sengun grabbing a rebound. Durant. That shot is up. No good. Draymond Green has it for the Warriors. Over to Buddy Hield. Back over to Steph Curry, over to Green. Green, that's in there, and the Warriors within 5. The Rockets led by as many as 11 are here earlier in the third quarter. Warriors are cutting it to within 5. Over to Durant. 9 on the shot clock. They should have back over to Holiday. Holiday for 3. That's in there, and the Rockets up by 8. Stephen Curry crossing the half court line. To Draymond Green. Over to Butler. Butler coming around. He's going to go to the line as Tari Eason called for his first personal. As I said, Jimmy Butler, 3 of his 5 points have been from the line. 2 shots, though, for Stephen Curry. Or for Jimmy Butler, I should say. And look at that scoring breakdown here. Butler will hit the first one. 49 points off of assists for the Rockets. I believe that's 46 fast break points. Butler will sink that. That's 7 for him. 5 of those 7 have come from the line. See Tari Eason over to Kevin Durant. Durant for 3. That's no good, but Alperen Sengun grabbing the offensive rebound. That is Aaron Holiday with the 3, and the Rockets up by 9 again. Curry with it. He has 37 points. Curry. And that's going to fall in. And one opportunity for Stephen Curry. He has 39 now in this game. Try to get the Warriors within 6 again. Curry will sink it. That's 40 for him in this game. 40 of 71, by the way, for him. 40 of the 71 points accounted by Stephen Curry alone. Thompson for 3. That is off the back iron. Sengun will get the offensive rebound and the slam dunk. And it's an 8-point lead again for the Rockets. As I said, the Rockets led by as many as 11 in the early part of the second quarter. GP coming around. Does you know? He should have just taken the layup right there, but that is 2K logic there. Healed for 3. No good. Eason with it. Jimmy Butler should have just taken that layup there, and he would have in real life, as there is a 3-second violation called against the Rockets. As we look at Clint Capella's rebounds a game, and they are going down drastically as you look at the statistics there, as we have some substitutions here. We look at the Rockets, as you see Holiday going to go to the bench. So it's Thompson, Durant, Easton, Smith Jr., and Sengun. That's the lineup set for the Rockets. The lineup stays the same for the Warriors out on the court. 15 on the shot clock. Curry for 3. No good. Tari Eason grabbing a rebound. She's back over to Dennis Smith Jr. Smith Jr. with it. Coming around. That is no good. Jimmy Butler grabbing a rebound. Over to Steph Curry. Curry dishes it back over to Healed for 3. No good. Amen Thompson grabbing a rebound. She's back over to Kevin Durant. Durant with it. That's in there. KD, I believe, now has 30. Yes, that is, in fact, 30 points for him in this game. And the Rockets up by 10 again. Timeout, Warriors. We're going to take one as well. 4:41 left to play in the third. Coming out of the timeout here, we look at the lineup set. Thompson, Okogie, Durant, Smith Jr., and Sengun for the Rockets. Now, is there any changes by the Warriors? It looks like Kuminga is back into the game, checks into the game. Butler coming around. That's no good. Smith Jr. grabbing the rebound. Over to Kevin Durant. Durant coming around with the dunk. It's a 12-point Rockets lead now. Their largest of the game. Buddy Hield with it for the Warriors. The one thing I failed to mention is Brandon Podziemski, who's usually comes off the bench. He's out for the season. So we got 3 on the shot clock. Butler for 3. No good. As I said, Butler's only hit 1 shot from the field. No points for the Warriors in nearly 3 minutes of play. Gives it back over to Amen Thompson. She did it over to Durant. 10 on the shot clock, feeding Şengün. Now Okogie had it, but Amen Thompson with it. 4 on the shot clock. There's a jump shot, no good, and that looks like a loose ball foul. That will be one against Şengün as we look at another lineup set substitutions for the Rockets here, and it looks like it's just Clint Capella for Şengün. And for the Warriors, their lineup set. Moses Moody into the game. Curry stays in. Milton, Moody, Kuminga, and Jackson Davis. Jackson Davis has played solid off the bench. And you see Curry coming around. He has 40 in this game. As you're back over to Curry. Curry for 3. That's off the back iron. Capella will grab the rebound. Okogie with it. Looked like he came close to stepping out of bounds. Okogie coming around with a layup. That's in there. It's a 14-point lead. The Rockets shooting 57%. The Warriors 49% at this point of the game. And that was a very lame alley-oop attempt as Okogie controls it for the Rockets. Still has it with 15 on the shot clock. Durant with it. Durant for 3. That's in there. Kevin Durant. And the Warriors on a 17-5 run in the last almost 9.5 minutes. As you see, Curry thought about putting up the shot. Gives it over to Jackson Davis. Back over to Curry. Curry for 3. That's in there. That's 43 points for him. Two minutes remaining here in the third quarter. It's a 14-point lead for the Rockets. Right as Durant coming around. KD. I think he's going to be closing in on 40 pretty soon himself. Shake Milton for the Warriors, trailing by 16. Back over to Curry. Curry for 3. No good. Smith Jr. grabbing the rebound. Jabari Smith Jr. That's in there. 12 points for Jabari Smith Jr. tonight. 10 of those inside the paint. It's an 18-point lead for the Rockets. 75 seconds left in the third. Curry for 3. No good. Capella will grab the rebound. Kevin Durant with it. Get it over to Josh Okogie. Amen Thompson.
Assist from Josh Okogie.
20-point lead for the Rockets with under a minute to play in the third. Curry with it. Passes it over to Jackson Davis. Back over to Kuminga. Kuminga for 3. No good. Amen Thompson will grab the rebound. Jabari Smith Jr. That shot is up. No good. Kuminga grabbing the rebound. Moody gives it over to Kuminga. Kuminga. That is no good. Kevin Durant grabbing a rebound. KD dishes over to Okogie. Okogie for 3. No good. Kuminga will get the rebound. Shake Milton with it. Milton dishes it back over to Stephen Curry. 9 on the shot clock, or 9 on the game clock, as you say. The shot clock's turned off. Kuminga with the layup opportunity. That will fall in, and it will count. However, the Rockets are pulling away in this game at the end of 3. They're leading it 94-76. Back with the final quarter here. You're watching the 2025-2026 season playthrough here on Vita Productions. Get ready to start the fourth quarter here in San Francisco. We look at the State Farm assist of the game. That's going to go to Kevin Durant. That pass to Jabari Smith Jr. Kuminga will inbound it to Jimmy Butler. Again, this is the final game of schedule block number 4, in which we are having only one day of, I see Kuminga with the slam dunk here. We got Milton, Moody, Jackson Davis, Kuminga, and Butler, the lineup set here. There's Finney Smith, and then we got Smith Jr., Tate into the game for the first time. So that's 3 of the 5 for the Rockets right there. Şengün out on the lineup as well. That's in there. Şengün with putting the Rockets up by 18 again. Again, this game coming to you from the Chase Center in San Francisco. I'm Vinny from VW Productions on the call. As Dorian Finney-Smith will be called for the foul. Kuminga is going to go to the line, shooting 2. This calendar date is actually Easter Sunday. If you notice the Easter eggs and the Easter baskets on both sides of the score bug. I think it's Okogie that's in the lineup, I think, looking at that scoreboard. As Kuminga will hit the first one. Much to the happiness of Steve Kerr. Yeah, so yeah, it is Okogie. I was trying to figure out who was that 5th player. Kuminga will miss the second one here as Jabari Smith Jr. will have it. If you enjoy what you're seeing, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and hit the bell icon to receive notifications when these videos do come out. And if you're up to it, it's not required to do this to enjoy my content, but I do have a link to my Cash App. As you see, Şengün will get the layup there. I believe Tate got the assist on that one. 19-point lead for the Rockets here. But yeah, they link to my Cash App. It is not required, but it is appreciated if you do help support this channel. Gary Payton II with the 3 there. And the Warriors within 16. Over to Şengün. Şengün with the bucket, and the Rockets lead the century, reach the century mark. Shake Milton back over to Kuminga. Over to Moses Moody. Over to Jackson Davis. There's Moody. No good. Jackson Davis will get the offensive rebound. GP2. That's off the back iron. Smith Jr. will grab the rebound. Gary Tate. No, it's not Gary Tate. I know it's Tate. Back over to Smith Jr. Smith Jr. with the dunk. And the Rockets match their largest lead at 20. 102-82. Jae'Sean Tate, that's the name. And that's going to go out of bounds, and that's going to be Rockets ball. Timeout, Warriors, I think. No, Rockets will call the timeout here. 9:24 to play in the 4th. We're going to take a timeout. Substitutions out on the court here. Let's look at the lineup set, starting with the Warriors. Durant's out there with Okogie, Dorian Finney-Smith. So Durant's the only one coming back out there, and Curry's the only one coming out onto the court for the Warriors here. So really no other changes for either team. 20-point lead, as you can see, some of the fans filing out here at the Chase Center. As you see, Şengün coming around with a bucket. 22-point lead, and this is a quiet place here at Chase Center. Kind of remind me of the old days at Oracle Arena during the early 2000s when the Warriors were a joke. Curry will miss that one. The ones who did attend the games, those are the real Warrior fans. Okogie with it. Just it back over to Smith. Or Smith Jr., I should say, over to Okogie. Smith Jr. back to Finney-Smith. Now the Smith Jr. back over to Durant. Durant for 3. No good. Kuminga grabbing a rebound. Over to Curry. Curry with it. Curry for 3. No good. Şengün grabbing the rebound. Durant to Okogie. And he's going to step out of bounds as that's a Warrior ball. Looking at the substitutions here, looks like Amen Thompson coming back into the game. Durant's going to move to shooting guard as Amen Thompson will move into the shooting guard position. And Craig is now into the game for the Warriors. It looks like they might start emptying the bench here, down by 22. Butler for three. No good. As I said, he's still only made one shot from the field. The rest of his points, I believe, were from the line. Dorian Finney-Smith over to Şengün. Thompson for three. No good. Kuminga grabbing a rebound. Kuminga over to Craig. Dishing it back over to Moses Moody. 14 on the shot clock to Stephen Curry. Curry, deep three. That's off the back iron. He has yet to have a single point in this fourth quarter. Thompson coming around. That's rejected by Stephen Curry, and Curry, I believe, has 2 blocks in this game. Curry coming around. Layup. That is no good. Şengün grabbing a rebound. 7 minutes left to play. Here in the fourth quarter, it is 6:54 left of the fourth quarter. 10 on the shot clock. There's a three-pointer. No good. Moody with the rebound. There's Jimmy Butler, and Butler will make his second made bucket from the field. I believe that's 9 points for Jimmy Buckets. 5 of them from the line. Over to Thompson. Thompson back to Finney-Smith, over to Thompson again. Dishes it over to Kevin Durant. 8 on the shot clock. Durant for three. That's in there. 23-point lead for the Rockets. As I said, normally I would announce tomorrow's game, but I have to figure out, as you see Butler, he's starting to hit from the field, but it might be too little too late here as the Rockets are up by 21. Durant for three. No good. Jimmy Butler will grab it. Over to Stephen Curry. Shoot it back over to Craig. Two teams actually met up last year in the NBA playoffs, while the same two teams did meet up in the NBA playoffs in the first round, where the Warriors pulled off the first round upset. And you see Durant. That is no good. Kuminga will have it. Most likely it's not going to happen because the Rockets are going to be no better than the 3 seed. And it looks like the Warriors will be no better than the 2 seed, as Jimmy Butler, as I said, starting to make buckets now, but it's a formality. Almost a formality, I should say. The Rockets up by 19. I said final game of schedule block number 4. We have a very short post-game ticker coming up after I'm done looking at the stats. And it's only for that one day. And it looks like the Rockets or the Warriors are within 17. Lead 21 or 22 is the largest lead by the Rockets in this game. Thompson, there's a bucket there. 109 to 90. So we're approaching the game's final 4 minutes of the game. 4 minutes here. Butler coming around, dishes over to Curry. Curry, no good. Jabari Smith Jr. grabbing a rebound. Thompson, that shot is up, no good. The Warriors coming into this game, came into this game a half game behind the Mavericks for 7th. But it looks like there'll be a full game behind them as Jimmy Butler with 20 points. As I said, those 20 most of those have come in this fourth quarter with the game being out of reach. Thompson. And that's no good. Steph Curry with it. Moses Moody with it. Back over to Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler will lose it as Dorian Finney-Smith coming around with it. She's it back over to Almond Thompson. To Durant. 13 on the shot clock. Durant with a bucket. And it's back to a 19-point lead. Points off of turnovers 11-6 in favor of the Rockets. Timeout, Warriors. We'll be back with the final 2:34 after these short break. We're looking at the substitution out on the court. Look at the Rockets setup. Oh, we're not even going to be seeing that as we're getting a spoiler player of the game, Kevin Durant. I don't like it when 2K does that, give out the player of the game right then and there, because we're going to know the player of the game once again. There's Draymond D's Nuts Green out on the court to Butler. Stephen Curry trailing by 19. Excuse me, Stephen Curry of 45 points. That is his first 2 of this fourth quarter, actually. Excuse me once again, guys. Not a good time for a sneeze attack, as I call this game. Durant. That's in there for 3. They haven't shown the update on the stats for Kevin Durant, but I'm sure he's over 40 in this game. Jimmy Butler, in a too little too late effort, has 20 points. Most of those coming in this fourth quarter. Buddy Hield for 3. No good. Şengün grabbing a rebound. Durant, they're just holding it right now. Thompson for 3. That's in there. 23-point lead. I believe that might be the largest lead of the game. Remember, the calendar date for this game is Easter Sunday, April 5th, 2026. As you see, Butler is coming around, and Eason called for the foul.
Second personal foul, second team foul. At the line for 2, Jimmy Butler.
Butler will hit the first one, as I believe the benches are going to start being emptied here. Or at least we're moving the starters. I think some of the deep part of the bench is yet to play for either team, but it's not going to really matter. 21 points with only 75 seconds left to play in this game. KD dishing it back over to Dorian Finney-Smith, back over to Okogie. Back to Finney-Smith, over to Smith Jr. Durant for 3. No good. Gary Payton II with the rebound. Over to Buddy Hield. Coming around over to Butler to Hield. Hield for 3. No good. Capella will grab the rebound. Okogie with it. Back over to Clint Capella. Over to Kevin Durant. Durant with the layup. That's in there. And that's going to really do it for this game. Do the Warriors even try to get another bucket up before the end of the game, or is Hield just going to hold on to it? It looks like he is. And the Rockets will get their 53rd win in convincing fashion. They defeat the Warriors 119-96. The Rockets will move to 53-25. Keep the hold on the third position in the Western Conference, while the Warriors fall to 46-32, and they are in danger of possibly falling to the 9th spot in the Western Conference, but I know they're a game behind the Mavericks now for 7th. As we look at Kevin Durant being interviewed, and stay tuned, everybody. We are not done yet. We still have stats and post-game ticker and injury report. Player statistics, starting off with the Golden State Warriors. Stephen Curry with 45 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 blocks. He had 43 in the first 3 quarters and only had 2 points in that fourth quarter. Jimmy Butler, 22 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists. Don't be fooled by the 22 points. 15 of those came in that fourth quarter when the game was out of reach. And he only had 1 shot made from the field prior to the fourth quarter. He had 7 points in the first 3 quarters, and 5 of those came from the charity stripe. Jonathan Kuminga, 9 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists. Trace Jackson Davis, 8 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Draymond Green, 4 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, and 2 steals. Buddy Hield, 3 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 assist. Gary Payton II, 3 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal. Shake Milton, 2 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists. Moses Moody, 1 rebound and 3 assists, followed by Torrey Craig, only had 1 rebound in 6 minutes of play. Then Seth Curry, the younger brother of Steph, as well as Quentin Post, Guy Santos, did not play for the Warriors in this game. And now for the victorious Houston Rockets. Kevin Durant, 47 points, 3 rebounds, 7 assists. Alperen Şengün, double-double, 20 points, 14 rebounds, 4 assists. Ahmed Thompson, 19 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, so that's another double-double. And the Rockets had 3 players with double-double, as Jabari Smith Jr., 14 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal. Aaron Holiday, 9 points, 1 rebound, 4 assists. Josh Okogie with 5 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists. Dorian Finney-Smith, 3 points, 2 rebounds, and a steal. Reed Shepherd only had 2 points, 1 assist, and 1 steal. Tari Eason, 4 rebounds and 3 assists and 1 steal. Clint Capella, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, and a steal. Followed by Jayshawn Tate, 3 assists. Steven Adams, Jeff Green did not play for the Houston Rockets, and that will do it for the player statistics. It is now time for the post-game ticker, brought to you by 2K Sports. And this is a very short post-game ticker, as it is only for this day on April 5th, 2026. And once again, it is Easter Sunday on this universe for this calendar date. We got the Wizards 94-87 winners over the Brooklyn Nets, keeping pace with the Toronto Raptors, who are still only 1 game ahead of the Wizards for that final play-in spot here, as the Raptors win 149-107. It is very possible we could see either the Wizards or the Raptors at some point in the future videos before the end of the season. The Suns, 44-34 in the season. They win 139-86 over the Chicago Bulls. And now that lead is only down. Now their lead for the Central Division and the number 3 seed in the Eastern Conference is down to 1 game, as the Bucks defeat the Grizzlies 129-112. The Pacers 116-104 winners over the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Timberwolves will clinch a spot in the Western Conference playoffs. They are still holding on to that number 4 seed right now. They win big over the Charlotte Hornets, 59 points to be exact. 163-94 winners. The Pelicans, 116-98 winners over the Orlando Magic, which means now the Magic are now trailing the Pacers by 2 for 5th in the East, and only now have a 2-game lead with 4 games to play over the Detroit Pistons for that 6th spot. And the Oklahoma City Thunder do, in fact, clinch the Northwest Division. So that means all division winners all the three division winners in the Western Conference have clinched their divisions as the Thunder defeat the Jazz 105-91. The Mavericks 116-105 winners over the Los Angeles Lakers. The Kings upset the Clippers 114-96, which means it is now a tie again for the top spot in the Western Conference. Both teams at 50. Both the Clippers and the Thunder are 57-21 with 4 games left to play. Oklahoma City, as of right now, owns the tiebreaker. And the Kings are still within 3.5 games behind the Phoenix Suns with 3 games to play. Suns have a game in hand. So I believe that a Suns win or a Kings loss will eliminate the Kings, and we'll have all 10 teams will have punched their spot into the play-in tournament. We got the Rockets in the game that we just watched defeat the Warriors 119-96. It was a close game until the third quarter, and then the Rockets pulled away in that second half. But now the Warriors are now 1 game back of the Mavericks for 7th in the Western Conference, and that's important because that 7-8 matchup, yes, even if you're the 8th seed, you only have to win 1 game in the play-in to make the NBA playoffs, but if you're the 7th seed, you get that home court advantage in that game. And that is it for your post-game ticker. If your team won, congratulations. If not, there's always tomorrow. Time to look at the players of the week for the week of March 30th through April 5th. The Eastern Conference Player of the Week, that honors goes to Bam Adebayo of the Miami Heat. And in the Western Conference, that would be Zion Williamson of the New Orleans Pelicans. It is now time for the injury report for the games played after April 5th. For the 76ers, you got McCain and Embiid have the hurt designation. They're still barely alive right now, but they are 3 games back of the the Raptors for that final play-in spot. Gary Trent Jr. has a hurt designation for the Milwaukee Bucks. Chris Paul has a hurt designation for the Chicago Bulls, and there's a difference between hurt and out because 2K does override the hurt players, so they'll still play in the game and play actually good minutes. Jared Allen, Donovan Mitchell, Luke Trevors are out for the Cleveland Cavaliers, and Evan Mobley has that hurt designation. The Celtics fully healthy. We have Jevon Carter hurt for the Clippers. Derek Jones Jr. is recovering but Zubats is out for sure for the Clippers. Jalen Wells doesn't really matter for the Grizzlies. He's hurt. Dyson Daniels is recovering. He's day-to-day now for the Atlanta Hawks. Terry Rozier, we knew about his suspension. Tyler Hero is still out. If the Heat make the playoffs, he could possibly be back in the game. Jaime Jaquez Jr. recovering just in time for the play-in tournament. For the Hornets, you got Spencer Dinwiddie. He is out with Pat Connaughton and Mason Plumlee hurt. Utah Jazz fully healthy. The Kings, Sabonis is hurt. They're still hanging on by a thread right now. Malik Monk is recovering, though. OG Anunoby will miss the first part of the NBA playoffs still, while Miles McBride has a hurt designation. Austin Reeves is out while Rui Hachimura is hurt. The Magic are fully healthy. The Mavericks still without Cooper Flagg for 4 to 6 weeks. They're probably going to need, if he's going to play at all, it's going to probably be at some point during the playoffs if they make it into the NBA playoffs, as well as maybe make it past the first round before we see the rookie again. Najee Marshall, though, he is hurt with the designation. Zaire Williams, Michael Porter Jr., Noah Clowney are out. They're basically just done for the season. Nuggets are fully healthy. Pacers, we knew about Halliburton's injury. Benedict Mathurin has the hurt designation. Pelicans are fully healthy, though it doesn't really matter. Karis LeVert is out 4 to 6 weeks, while we got Saucer and Harris. They have the hurt designation. We have, for the Raptors, we have Sandro Kalashaveli. He is out. He is hurt, as well as Emmanuel Quickly. Fred VanVleet, we knew he was out with Jabari Smith Jr. He has a hurt designation, even though we did see him in the game. Spurs are fully healthy. The Suns are without Dylan Brooks or Maluch. Or Maluch is actually hurt, so he could probably be playing. And here's a big blow to the Oklahoma City Thunder, who are battling for the number 1 seed in the Western Conference. Aaron Wiggins is going to be out 6 to 8 weeks, meaning he is going to miss at least the first couple of rounds of the NBA playoffs, should they make it that far. Timberwolves are fully healthy, as they are actually battling for that number 4 seed. Portland Trailblazers, we knew they did not have Lillard at all. Podziemski is out for the season, and the Wizards are fully healthy, and that is it for your injury report. As we start the final week of the regular season of my 2025-2026 season playthrough, we have the final, as I said, the final stretch here. And we're going to start off with a game in the Eastern Conference featuring the Detroit Pistons and the Orlando Magic from Orlando. Again, both, you see that both do have losing records, but both teams are in a play-in spot, but this is still a very crucial game for both teams, as the Magic are sitting in that 6th spot, and anybody knows the top 6 teams are in the NBA playoffs, avoiding the play-in tournament. So we got the Magic at number 6 and the Pistons sitting in that 7th spot, with the Magic 2 games ahead of the Pistons. Both teams have 4 games to play left of the regular season, while the Magic actually are 2 games behind the Pacers for the 5th spot in the Eastern Conference with 4 games to play. So this is going to be a huge one. We got the Pistons and the Magic to start the final stretch of the 2025-2026 season playthrough regular season. And that will do it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button, as well as hit the notifications when these videos do come out. And if you're up to supporting this channel, which would be very appreciated, but it is not required, there is a link to my Cash App in the description down below. Until then, we will see you tomorrow, reminding you guys the final score of the game, that Houston Rockets all over the Warriors, 119-96. I am Vinny from Vida Productions, and I am signing off.